new faces. And as we have our some of our new electeds who are joining us today and appointed, I hereby call this meeting officially to order of the Napa Valley Transportation Authority. It is Wednesday, December 21st, and it's now 1:01 p.m. Mayor Margie Muller, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I have a flag up for Yountville, so welcome everybody. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it belongs, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Margie. Laura, can we go ahead and have roll call, please?
Sure. Leon Garcia. Leon Garcia. Mark Joseph.
I'm here.
Donald Williams.
Present.
Liz Alessio.
Present.
Scott Sedgley.
Here.
Alfredo Pedroza.
Yes.
Belia Ramos.
Here.
Anna Shuto.
Here.
Margie Moeller.
Here.
Eric Knight.
Here.
And we have a confirmed absence from non-voting member Doug Weir. We do have a quorum.
Thank you very much. To item.
I'm here also, Paul Doring.
Oh, my apologies.
All right. Thank you.
We have both member Shuto and member Doring here today. Confirmed. Thank you.
Thank you. On to item number 4, adoption of the agenda. Do any board members have any changes to the agenda? And if not, is there a motion and a second to adopt the agenda?
Motion, Joseph.
Second,
Doring.
Mueller.
Okay, so we have a motion by member Joseph and a second by member Mueller. Roll call, please.
Mark Joseph.
Yes.
Donald Williams.
Yes.
Liz Alessio.
Yes.
Scott Sedgley.
Yes.
Alfredo Pedroza.
Yes.
Belia Ramos.
Yes.
Paul Doring.
Yes.
Anna Shuto.
Abstain. I wasn't at that meeting.
Margie Moeller.
Yes, I reviewed the minutes.
And Eric Knight.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item number 5 is public comment. Are there any members of the public who wish to make a comment? Okay, I'm not seeing any. Laura, do you have anybody that we're not seeing?
I do not.
Thank you. Next, we have the chairpersons, board members, MTC, and ABAG update. Are there any updates by our board members before we ask our MTC and ABAG representatives? Not hearing anybody. Is there an MTC update?
Thank you, Chair Alessio. There is. We just had a meeting today. So just a couple of things. We appointed, as many of you know, Therese McMillan, our executive director, is going to be retiring at the end of February. So we started recruitment for our new executive director for MTC. That is underway. We have an ad hoc committee, which I chair. And I can tell you there's a good pool of candidates that have applied to be the next leader of the Metropolitan Transportation Commission and ABAG as well. And we'll be doing interviews, I believe, the first week in January with a hopeful announcement at the end of January. At the November meeting, the commission also appointed 9 members to serve on the Bay Area Housing Finance Authority Advisory Committee. And I will let you know that we do have a regional representative. Efren Correa with Burbank Housing has been appointed to represent Napa and Sonoma counties. And I'll just say, that's one of the things I've tried to do is get more folks from our region to serve on these committees to bring that perspective from a rural county and city perspective as well. I won't go into too much detail around network management, but that's a huge undertaking for the region in terms of how do we get more consolidation, more collaboration among Kate's laughing, I know. More collaboration among operators that might lead to some consolidation in the future for the betterment of the riders. So it's, an issue that's really important to the region if we do get it right. And then lastly, we also are going to be looking at the new chair and vice chair for MTC. My term ends as chair of MTC in February. So I appointed an ad hoc committee to start looking at those leadership posts. But I will tell you, I look forward to remaining, if appointed, to continue as past president of MTC and try to get some projects underway here in the region as well. So that is it for the update. I'm happy to answer any questions, Chair Alessio, if there is.
Thank you for that update, Member Pedrosa, and we really appreciate all the work you've done on behalf of our area and in the Bay Area on MTC. I'm hoping you'll be reelected to that. Are there any questions from any other members? Not hearing or seeing any. Do we have an ABAG update?
I'll just briefly say that for ABAG, what we did is we approved our legislative platform, which is a joint platform with MTC. Of course, a lot of it is focused on housing, but interestingly enough, relevant to this regional committee, one of the things that we have added onto our legislative platform is to be able to address virtual attendance to regional boards, as we are all talking about the importance of reducing our vehicle miles traveled. It does seem somewhat ironic that we have to drive far distances to come together in a regional board capacity to actually talk about reducing vehicle miles traveled. So that might be something for NVTA to be involved in at some point, but that was, our business was limited this month. That's all.
Thank you. And thank you for bringing that up. I'm glad ABAG is seeing. Looks like we're back in progress for recording. Thank you so much, Member Ramos. I think that's a really important issue, and I'm hoping somebody at the state level is also championing that. It just makes complete sense that for these regional boards and even for our board, it doesn't really make sense when we don't have often public in-person participation, that we can continue on Zoom. So I hope to see that too. Are there any other questions on that? Not seeing any. Okay. We're on to item number 7, and that's our executive director's update. Director Miller, do you have any updates for us today?
I do have a few. Thank you, Chair Alessio. First, I'd like to welcome on behalf of NVTA staff, our new board members, Director Moeller, Director Knight, and Director Williams. We're thrilled to have you on our team. There is a statewide effort to address the transit fiscal challenges associated with the pandemic. The California Transit Association formed the Transit Operations Funding Subcommittee made up of executive and legislative committee members. The committee will coordinate with the large MPOs around the state to make a case to the state legislature to provide 5 years of operating funding to address funding shortfalls and workforce development. As you know, NVTA is struggling to keep its drivers, among other things, so that our system can continue to run. I'm pleased to report that the chair of the California Transit Association's executive committee has appointed me to represent the state's small operators on that subcommittee. And I also am a member that has formed a small 4-person group that, along with CTA staff, will be negotiating directly with policymakers. So I'm looking forward to that effort. It's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's really meaningful at this point in transit. MTC will be holding a webinar for all transit agency board members on the regional network management approach that Director Pedrosa referenced in his commissioner report. The tentative date is January 12th, and I believe that MTC staff intends to notify board members directly. One way or another, you'll hear about it, and they'll be providing a webinar. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in what's going on with regional transit connectivity and oversight. Roxana Marati, who currently holds a senior financial analyst position at NVTA, tendered her resignation effective December 31st. We wish her well in her new position as finance manager at the city of Healdsburg. So it's a promotion for Roxana. Over 50 people turned up for the December 17th acorn planting, which, as you'll recall, was to mitigate tree felling required for the Calistoga to St. Helena Vine Trail project. This particular planting was held at Alston Park. There will be one more opportunity on Martin Luther King Day, which is on Monday, January 16th. Plantings will be held at both Skyline Park at the community and the community forest in St. Helena. The activities will begin at 10 a.m. and we'll make sure that you hear all about that. On January 23rd at 5 p.m., NVTA will be offering newly elected officials from all jurisdictions in Napa County an opportunity to learn more about NVTA and NVTA-TA and the work we do. This is focused towards elected officials that are not on the NVTA board. New NVTA board members will receive focused orientations. So we will coordinate those meetings with you. And then finally, this month, I'd like to acknowledge NVTA Board Secretary and Human Resource Analyst Laura Sanderlin. Laura started working at NVTA during the pandemic, and every day she comes to work with a great deal of empathy and understanding, and most importantly, ideas on how to enhance relationships at work, improve teamwork, build trust among staff members, and just basically help them navigate through these difficult times. So thank you, Laura, for your commitment, for your contributions. We really appreciate the work that you do. And that concludes my report.
Thank you for that report and the acknowledgement of Laura Sanderlin. She's exceptional. We appreciate her too from the board perspective. Are there any questions for Director Miller? Okay, thank you very much. We're moving on to item 8, which is the consent agenda item. Do any board members wish to pull any items from the consent agenda? Not seeing any. Is there a motion and a second to approve the agenda?
Move approval, Doring.
Okay, motion by Doring,
Second,
Joseph.
Knight.
second by Knight. Okay, thank you. Roll call, please, Laura.
Mark Joseph,
Yes.
Donald Williams,
Yes.
Liz Alessio,
Yes.
Scott Sedgley,
He's trying. I thought.
Alfredo Pedroza,
Yes.
Belia Ramos,
Yes.
Paul Doring,
Yes.
Anna Shuto,
I'm sorry, this is the one that I needed to abstain from with the minutes. I'm feeling under the weather and didn't catch that. So
Thank
I
you.
would like to abstain for that one item, but yes, for the other, thank you.
Margie Moeller,
Yes.
and Eric Knight.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Excellent, thank you. So item number 9 is closed session. The board will now enter into closed session for purposes of public employee performance evaluation pursuant to Government Code Section 54957 regarding the executive director and conference with labor negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54957 .6. Is there any public comment on the closed session item? I'm not hearing or seeing any. So therefore, the board will reconvene following closed session.
If everyone just sits tight, we will move you into a breakout room where you will have a closed session conducted. Kathy's getting you in there, Osman. We're having some Zoom glitches.
Okay, Laura, once we have everybody out of the closed session, would you let me know?
Yes, just one moment. I'll make sure everyone has returned. Okay. It looks like we have everyone.
Okay, we are back. It's now 2:11. Is there any reportable action from the closed session that we want to report at this time?
There's no reportable action from closed session.
Thank you. On 10.1, discussion of possible action amending employment agreement with the Napa Valley Transportation Authority Executive Director, Catherine Miller, agreement number NVTA 12-08. There was discussion and possible action amending the employment agreement with NVTA Executive Director Kate Miller. The board met in closed session, and we had a very positive conversation, recognizing the exemplary leadership of the executive director, discussing her performance in that capacity. I think and we also discussed her compensation, her contract for a 2-year contract, year 2023 and 2024. Do we have any other, looking at the attorneys, or anything else we need to say at this time before I ask for a motion?
No, I'll make a statement after the motion's made and seconded.
Okay. So I'm seeking a motion to amend the contract to a 2-year contract that will increase the salary by 5% in 2023 and 2024, with an additional employee match to the executive director's 457 of $7,500 in 2023 for $15,000, an additional $7,500 in 2024 for the cap of $22,500. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion. I was going to say it all out, but since you did.
Oh, good. I made it hard on me and easy on you. Was there anything? Did I get it correct, Vice Chair?
Yes.
Okay, very
I'll
good.
Second.
Thank you. And we have a second. Laura, roll call, please.
Prior to roll call, I'll make my announcement. So a motion has been made and seconded regarding the modification of an existing employment agreement with Kate Miller, Executive Director of the Napa Valley Transportation Authority, pursuant to Government Code 54953C. A summary of compensation must be orally reported prior to taking final action. Pursuant to the motion, the existing employment agreement with Kate Miller to serve as NVTA's Executive Director is to be amended effective January 1, 2023 for a 2-year term. Ms. Miller is to receive an annual salary for 2023 of $256,117.05 for the calendar year 2023. For the calendar year 2024, compensation is to be $268,922.90. Additionally, Ms. Miller is to receive an additional $7,500 and $457 matching funds for up to a total of $15,000 for 2023, and in the year 2024 for up to a total of $22,500. All other terms of the employment agreement will remain the same. A copy of the amendment will be available for public inspection once it's executed by all parties.
Thank you very much. Laura, would you go ahead and proceed with roll call?
Just want to make sure there's no public comment on this.
Thank you very much. Is there any public comment? Not seeing any. Laura, do you see any public comment?
I do not.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead and proceed with roll call.
Mark Joseph,
Yes.
Donald Williams,
Yes.
Liz Alessio,
Yes.
Scott Sedgley,
Yes.
Alfredo Pedroza,
Yes.
Belia Ramos,
Yes.
Paul Doring,
Yes.
Anna Shuto,
Yes.
Margie Moeller,
Yes.
and Eric Knight.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Item number 11 is future agenda items. Are there any matters any board members would like to see on a future agenda? Not seeing any. Okay. Then adjournment of this meeting. It is now 2:16 p.m. Our next regular meeting will be January 18 at 1:30. Thank everybody for coming to this meeting. I wish you all happy holidays and a very happy, healthy, prosperous 2023. Thank you.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.